Okay, today we're diving into this really fascinating study. It's all about how AI can cut through the absolute chaos of social media. And what it found? Well, it's a marketing secret that's honestly as powerful as it is surprising. So let's jump right in.
All right, so let me just ask you this straight up. Think about it. In a world that seems to run on online outrage, is it even possible for a huge energy company, from one of those super controversial industries, to actually be liked? I mean, it sounds kind of crazy, right? Well, that's exactly the puzzle we're going to try and solve today. You see, for pretty much any company these days, the biggest challenge is this thing we can call the echo chamber problem. Social media, it's just this constant deafening roar of opinions, and trying to figure out what people actually think, it's like trying to hear a single whisper in the middle of a packed football stadium. Just impossible.
And this really gets to the heart of the dilemma for businesses right now. You have to be on social media for marketing, right? But it is just a fire hose of messy, unstructured data. We're talking comments, reviews, opinions, the whole shebang. And for companies, especially for state-owned enterprises in sensitive sectors like the energy company in this study, trying to understand what people think, well, it's basically like flying completely blind.
So how in the world do you solve a data problem that big? I mean, you can't just throw more people at it. No, you have to build a smarter listener. And that's where the hero of our story comes into play, a really cool AI tech called sentiment analysis.
So what is sentiment analysis? Well, in the simplest terms, it's about teaching a computer how to read human emotions in text. You're basically training an algorithm to look at a sentence and figure out, is this person happy, angry, or just kind of neutral? It is an absolute game changer when it comes to taming that social media fire hose we were talking about. Now, what's really cool is that the researchers here use this super clever hybrid model. They combine two different kinds of AI. First up, you've got something called VADER. The best way to think of VADER is like a dictionary. It's really fast, it's great with all the weird slang you find on social media because it just looks at a predefined list of words and their emotional scores. But then they paired it with LSTM, and this is the storyteller. It's a much deeper learning model that actually understands context, word order, and all the nuance in a sentence. You put the two together, you get the best of both worlds, the dictionary speed and the storyteller's depth. It's brilliant.
Okay, so theory is one thing, but how did this actually hold up in the real world? Well, the researchers didn't just build this cool tool and call it a day. No way! They put their AI to the test on a real major company to see if it could genuinely decode what the public was thinking.
So here's the breakdown of the experiment. They focused on a state-owned energy company in Indonesia. The AI chewed through more than 3,000 social media posts from the year 2023. And the goal? It was pretty simple, but also really powerful. Could the insights from this AI actually help the company build a smarter, more effective marketing strategy based on what people really felt?
And this, right here, is where the story takes a really interesting turn. The researchers crunched all that data, and the results? Well, they were not what anyone saw coming. The data was holding a pretty big surprise.
But hold on, before we get to the big reveal, we have to talk about something crucial: trust. I mean, for any of this to actually matter, the AI has to be accurate, right? If it's just guessing, then all this data is completely worthless. So first things first, they had to make sure the model could be trusted. And what they find? An 85% accuracy rate. Now, that's not just a little bit better, it's a huge leap forward from older models. It proved that their whole dictionary plus storyteller idea really worked. Bottom line, this AI was the real deal. It could be trusted. All right, you ready? Here it is, the big reveal. Just look at this. Of all the thousands of posts they analyzed, a whopping 43% were positive. And the negative ones? Only 3%. I mean, let that sink in for a second. For a big energy company, getting that kind of positive feedback online is, well, it's pretty much unheard of. So this was the massive twist in the story. Against all expectations, this company was actually really well liked online. The data was undeniable, but it left them with one giant question. Why? What on earth was this company doing so right?
To figure that out, the researchers had to dig a little deeper. They went back to all those positive posts, but this time they weren't just looking at the sentiment score. They were looking for the themes. What were people actually talking about that was making them so happy?
And this is what they found. The answer, pulled right from the study itself. Turns out, this positive feeling wasn't just some random fluke. Nope,
It was directly linked to the company's marketing, specifically when they talked about two big things: sustainability and corporate social responsibility.
So get this, the positive buzz had nothing to do with price or even their basic service. It was all about the company's values. People were responding so well because the company was out there actively talking about what it was doing for sustainability and social responsibility. They weren't just selling a product, they were selling a bigger idea, a commitment to a better future. And you know what? It was absolutely working.
Okay, so let's zoom out. What does this all mean for the bigger picture? Because this isn't just a story about one energy company in Indonesia. It's actually a really powerful lesson for pretty much any business out there today. It kind of reveals a whole new set of rules for marketing.
And this study basically hands us the new marketing playbook. Step 1, listen with AI. You got to stop guessing what your customers think and start using tools like this to get real hard data. Step 2, talk about your values. This proves without a doubt that people really do care about things like sustainability and social responsibility. And finally, step 3, connect the dots. Take those insights from the data and use them to build marketing campaigns that are smart, adaptive, and actually connect with people on a deeper level.
So we'll leave you with this final thought. Every brand, every company, heck, in a way, every single one of us has an online footprint. What this technology proves is that it's now possible to actually read the story being told by that footprint. So the only question left is, what story is yours telling?